The views and opinions expressed in this podcast by the host and or the guest do not necessarily reflect the views of the host and or Paranormal Buzz Radio and or its sponsors. Use of any material produced by Paranormal Buzz Radio without express written consent is prohibited. Paranormal Buzz Radio will not be held responsible for you holding your knees, crying, and rocking in a corner in a puddle of your own urine, or being beheaded by a group of children in a cornfield. In fact, if you come across a group of children in a cornfield, we promise to make fun of you as you run away screaming in terror. Listener discretion is advised. Caution. You are now entering the all-consuming realm of Shay's Paranormal Chat, where the things that are better left unsaid are actually said.
Shut up and sit down.
You're listening to Shay's Paranormal Chat. Paranormal podcasting done Shay's way. Tons of fun.
Dude, seriously?
A bit sarcastic.
Hashtag investigator, not hunter.
But always real.
Hashtag data, not evidence.
Don't get your panties in a twist.
Oh my god, really?
This is real, raw conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Good evening, everybody. TGIF, as always. I'm very happy to be here. I'm excited. Of course, we have the beautiful, the magnificent Kelly McCarville, she who spins the moon.
You are a crazy lady, but I love you still.
I know. I enjoy the craziness. I thrive off of it.
We embrace our crazy.
We do. We handle it well. And I'm even more excited that we have two people returning to the show. And they're together on the show. So that is awesome. I'm really happy. Of course, I'm talking about Paul Dixon and Tina Marie Williamson. Hey guys, how you doing?
Hi. Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. I'm doing awesome now that I'm here with you three. Yes, I'm so excited. I really am.
Well, thank you for having us on.
Oh, thank you for coming back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We'll see what kind of trouble we can get into tonight.
Oh boy. we can get into a lot of trouble.
Right? Oh, wait till we get together in person, Paul and Tina, then we'll really be causing trouble.
That just sounds like a whole lot of danger.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes. Let's see. I'm going to give a few quick shout-outs to the first people in chat tonight, and then we're going to get right on with it. And, of course, Miss Kelly and I are in the chat, and we will be taking your questions. Hey, Matt. Hey, Mama Deb. Hey, Lourdes. How you doing? She is so excited for this show, let me tell you. We have Darren. So, I am very excited to have you guys on, but I want to remind everybody, this is my last live show for the summer.
Which is just weird. I mean, it's just weird. Yes. But it's well-deserved. You need a break.
Yeah, this is going to be the most time I've taken off ever.
Yeah. Yeah. You work entirely too much.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Sometimes.
Yeah, you need that break.
I do.
Right?
I do. I really do. I need the break so that people can also have a break from me.
Oh, whatever. That's the bad part.
But we do have pre-recorded shows. So which pre-recorded shows take twice as long to do. And because it's like 3 times as long to like edit a show. So I have to pre-record them, then I have to edit them because, like, it's not live. We can say whatever we want, and then I have to edit everything bad out.
So it's an hour of silence because we're just never well behaved.
Well, no, it's a difference between well behaved and then private, like off the record. Let me tell you, this happened, and so.
I gotcha.
There's no off the record when you're live with Jay. That's for sure.
Really, what do we have to hide? Come on now, we never do anything wrong.
No, we never tried to go to 4 different bars. No, 4. We never tried to go to
we hit 4 different bars.
We tried to do 4 different states.
Yes.
We tried to go to a bar. We only made 3 states, Paul, Tina.
We fell short, but we're going to make it someday.
All right. So, in case somebody's listening that didn't hear the previous shows, you guys want to take turns and just tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Yeah, Paul.
Okay, I've been a paranormal investigator for 37 years. I started when I was 16 years old. The paranormal is nothing new. My family started the first paranormal group in our county back in the late 1950s. I've had uncles, aunts, my grandmother. I had uncles. And now, with me doing it for as long, now I got some of my cousins, younger cousins, and some of my nephews and nieces getting involved with the paranormal. So paranormal's been my whole life. Yeah, my Aunt Hildred started the first group, and she's a medium in her own right. So
that is awesome.
So that's my story, and I'm sticking to that one.
Yep. Eric just popped in and said everybody better behave in a few weeks.
No promises.
Yeah. No promises. We always get in trouble in Gettysburg. All right, Tina, will you please tell us a little bit about your beautiful self?
I am a medium. I've worked in the field for since the 90s with law enforcement. I've had my abilities since I was 5 or 6 years old. Everybody knows my story that knows me. I don't do private reads. I only work with law enforcement. I know people get tired of hearing me say that. It gets really sticky for, when you start doing private reads. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Please, let's get that out there right now, because otherwise I'm going to get a bunch of nasty stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's just not my thing. I like to keep it emotionless, like no emotions. And that's what I do. And, I've been doing it with law enforcement since I believe around 93 now. The detective that first I started working with from the prosecutor's office is no longer with us. So, yeah. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to
that. That's going to be the most said line tonight, I think.
See, I've always been I don't want to say afraid. That's not the right word. I guess I've had different things come up where law enforcement was mentioned, and it's just like, I don't know. It's just a line that I've never chose to cross. And I don't know. I applaud you for doing it. That's a scary, scary step to take. That's like, because it is so sensitive of topics and things that you're doing. I don't know.
It's very hard.
I mean,
it's not what people think, and you don't. people ask me all the time, you don't go looking for the case.
No.
They come looking for you. And people tell you, oh, well, I can do this. No, you can't. Like, it's not like you pick up the phone and call the police department or walk into a police station and go, I can help you with this case. Or you look at someone's Facebook page and they say, I work with law enforcement. That's not how it goes. It don't roll that way because it's advertised. It just doesn't work that way. Paul will tell you.
Actually, it's not a pretty life. I mean,
it's horrible.
It's nonstop. It's 24 hours. I mean, there are times where we're getting ready to go to bed and there's a knock on the door and somebody hands us a folder, or they're emailing us a folder. It's nonstop.
The phone rings at 7 o'clock, and we have, there's an emergency. So, it's everybody's got their own schlick, and I could not do what some people do, when they have a table and they do cards or they do whatever their thing is. I could not do that. I'm not a people person. Everybody knows that.
That's why we get along so well.
That's why when I was a nurse, I worked the night shift. I do my job and I do it well, but I do it by myself, and I keep my circle tight. It's Paul and I and our researcher, Marcy Toot, and that's how we roll. And when I need to vent, I call my girlfriend Heather and I cry, and because I do have my moments where I have to call her and I just I have to have somebody that's not working in this, and I'll say to her, I need to vent. And that's what I do. I mean,
it's not like I mentioned before, it's not a glamorous life. Every case that Tina works on, it takes a little bit out of her. Mm-hmm. And that's something that she never gets back. I mean, I've seen her work on cases where it takes a lot out of her. Sometimes she'll cry, and it's not a pretty life.
No.
But
if you can do it, though, hey.
I always think it's funny. Yeah, I always think it's funny, though, when people are like, oh, you have abilities? That's such a gifted life. Whoa, hold the phone for a second. Let me tell you what it's really like.
Right. That's why, I get so disgusted when everybody's like, I'm a psychic. I'm a psychic. You're like, you look at them and you're like, you're so full of shit. What do you? Oh, sorry. What do you think I do for a living? Life knows life. We know you're full of it. Come on.
Hey, Kelly, we watched you do your thing. And you're good at what you do.
Come on, we know. The real people know.
What thing is that?
I'm trying to think too. I'm like, when did they see this? But yeah, I mean, no, and I get what she's saying, and yeah, it's sad because we want to encourage everybody to say, hey, you have these abilities. Everybody has some level of intuition. I believe that wholeheartedly, but all of a sudden, everybody's crawling out of the woodwork of, look at me, I'm amazing, and yeah, it is really hard sometimes when they walk up to you and they're like, I'm the best in the world. And it's like, I don't know how you tie your shoes in the morning,
Oh, my God. I always tell people, if somebody says that, run from them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and I honestly, while we're on the subject, my mentors in the field, if I can take a minute to thank them, I work with people, it really bugs me when people say they're experts in the paranormal field. There are no friggin' experts.
No, there's not.
No.
Yeah, don't you? I learn every time I go out, something new. I have a mentor, Pam, on the West Coast. Melissa Leeper, who specializes in darker cases. I utilize her a lot. Marty Haynes from New Jersey. I utilize her.
And she's my mentor.
And she has mentored Paul. And, you know, we utilize people because we have to. None of us are experts.
We learn every day.
We learn every day, and that's what it's all about. If you go into a case in a home, you know, you guys do investigations, and you can't run into something you can't do. You better call somebody.
Right.
And there were times this past year where this so-called medium, psychic, whatever she was, went to 2 private homes. And she didn't know what she was doing, and they ended up calling us. We had to go in, and then we asked the homeowners about grounding, about grounding, and she showed us, and it looked like she was doing the chicken dance. Meditating. That's it. Yeah, it looked like she was doing.
How to meditate. She showed us how she showed her how to meditate, and it looked like the chicken dance.
Yeah.
I was like, oh God.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's like I can't. That's why I get disgusted and keep to myself. Like, you know. And I every once in a while you'll see me blow steam off on my page, but otherwise I pretty much keep
drama free.
I don't like the drama, but the last probably 4 times this year I blasted stuff on my page.
Yeah.
You know.
We all have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many things I've typed up, and right before I hit post, it's like, okay, hang on, let's sanitize this.
Yeah, I've never called anybody out by name, but I put exactly, like, they knew who I was talking about. You know, it is what it is.
I mean, it's funny because she'll show me what she get right pissed. I'm like, honey, you can't post that. You got to take off their names. You got to.
Yeah.
I say, you can't post that. Like,
Been there, done that.
But it's the same in the paranormal world, don't you think, Paul? I mean, you get out there and you see some of the things that people are showing and the way that they investigate, or the evidence, in quotes, that they find. And it's just like, come on, guys. You know, I mean, do you find a lot of that?
Yes.
I think that's probably one of the hardest things is when somebody brings you something, or they're like, look at this amazing thing that I caught. Will you tell me what you see? And I usually start that conversation with, I will look at it and I will tell you what you see, as long as you are okay with me being honest.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah. I always ask that.
A lot of them don't want honest answers, though. That's what kills me.
Yeah.
If it's not what they want to hear, then they're not happy.
Or you stop it.
Yeah.
They write up like this horrible thing about the person online, like they're keyboard warriors. This person, like, they don't know what they're talking about. Yeah, we do know what we're talking about.
Everyone's
like,
yeah.
It's too much drama out there. Even like with the mediumship and the paranormal investigating,
there people are like
it's ridiculous.
There's too much drama, too much.
But then you get those rare things where somebody will come up and say, take a look at this. And you're looking at it, it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That is amazing. You know?
Oh, yeah.
And that's not too often that you get something like really.
I'll tell you. But when you do, you never forget it.
No. Oh, gosh, no.
Yeah. Like, I'm sure you guys have been to sites and you're like, nobody would believe this if we told them.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're starting to get some questions in chat, but I have a question. Now, you guys investigate together, correct?
Yeah.
So, Tina, do you also consider yourself a paranormal investigator? Because some people, Kelly does both, but some psychics they don't consider themselves that. So I just wanted to know where you stood before I asked my next.
I like to do that when I'm not doing my work. I use work loosely because I don't get paid to do what I do.
But it's still hard work.
It's hard work, and I want to put that out there real quickly. As I'm going to answer the question for whoever asked it. I do not, like a lot of people, when you go to their website that work with law enforcement, if you go to their websites that do missing person cases or cold cases, they will charge a flat fee, and then they will charge a fee for their hotel and stuff. I do not get a penny for any of my work. It's all on me.
And we've done a lot of traveling.
And I have done a lot of traveling because, and that's me, and I'm not doing it so that people say, oh, wow, like she's bragging. That is my gift. That was my gift. And I feel like that the families deserve that. That's how I look at it. So when I'm not doing that, I like to hang out in haunted places and do stuff with Paul. So does that answer that question?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So we're going to play my little game. I wanted to get some of the info out, but I did remember to play it before the end of the show. I'm getting better, Kelly.
Yes.
All right. So you guys can both answer. That's why I was asking about if you consider yourself a paranormal investigator. It's just 5 or 6 questions that always come up in shows, so we made it into a game, and then I didn't play it for 14 months because I forgot about it. And so now we're bringing it back. It's called This or That, and I'm just going to give you 2 words, and you pick the word that works for you. Okay?
Ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Ready.
Investigator or hunter?
Oh, investigator.
Data or evidence?
Evidence.
Provoking or no way?
No way.
Residential or commercial?
Both.
Orb or dust?
Orbs.
Recorder or video?
Both.
Well, we do both.
I use both.
Which one do you prefer?
Oh, my recorder.
Demon?
We're so old.
Demon or just an asshole ghost?
97% of the time, just an asshole ghost.
Yep, I agree with that. I would have said 99.9 probably, but depends.
I like that one better.
See, that wasn't that hard.
I like how your answers were all in sync, though.
Yeah.
I mean, we worked together for so long, it's like we basically know the same answers.
When you run into something that's really, really horrifically dark, though, your number skews just a little bit on the D word.
Yeah.
And we've run into situations that dealt with the dark side.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I believe there's stuff out there. It's not nearly as common as some people or shows tend to make it seem, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
Going back
They
here.
threw that deep order a lot.
Okay. Looking back for questions,
Yep.
I think is what we're doing.
Darren had a question. I'm going to reword it a little bit. And I already put in chat that Tina cannot give out details on cases. Does not give out details. So anything that's asked and you can't answer, just let us know. No big deal. So I might rephrase some of these questions in chat just so everybody knows I'm doing it on purpose. what is, if you can you put a percentage on the cases you help solve with the police out of the ones you worked? Again, if anything you don't want to answer, you don't feel comfortable, you don't have to answer.
Can I answer it in another way?
Any way you would like.
Okay, what's his name?
Darren.
Darren?
Yep.
Okay, Darren. We are not always told when our information is it depends on what level law enforcement, first of all, you're working with, because they all work different, whether you're working with local, state, or federal. So I don't even know if this person that I'm speaking to is law enforcement or not. First of all, they don't have to tell you if the information you give them is utilized. They don't have to tell you if you don't go to the scene and are physically there when they find evidence and or the subject. You don't know. A lot of times I find out from the family. A perfect example, I'll give an example so that everybody knows. There was a cold case in my county where I live in New Jersey. The girl was missing for 12 years. 12 years. The township, I worked with the local police. The family had to get a letter from the FBI for the local police to use me. The police were horrific. I took them to where I got the hit. They found a bone. I never heard from the police again. The family called me 2 months later and informed me.
Wow.
So
they were called in for DNA.
They were called in for DNA, and then the family informed me, and that's how I found out. So I know that's a roundabout way of answering that, but that's the best way I can answer that. So I can't give you a percentage. I can only tell you how we're informed. They don't always call you and say, okay, we used all your tips, and this is, because I don't know if I'm the only person that they talk to.
Right.
That makes sense.
I'm answering it the best I can. I apologize for...
I think it's a great answer. No.
Okay.
No, I couldn't even figure out how to reword it, so you did a better job. You did a better job answering the question than I did reading it, so.
Okay.
His next question, same person. What are some of your favorite experiments to do while you're at locations? This is for the paranormal investigating side.
I'm not a big experimenter. I like to just see. I'm a walk through old school kind of girl. Like I'm just being real. I like to go through and use my body and my EVP player and my iPhone and take pictures.
We use our iPhone for everything.
We use our iPhone. I'm not big on the experiment thing. Now, some of the younger people that we have been out with, we've done some work with Ron Iacovetti and, of course, the beautiful Lourdes. Yep. And they are very big into the ITC stuff. And that's incredible to do. So, yeah, the ITC stuff's really big when you hear them talking through stuff. I'm just old school. I mean, I'm 53, so, I was doing, I'm just, the old stuff. They're doing all this fancy schmancy stuff, and I'm I go in, I do what I got to do with my ability, and I'm done. And they're oh yeah, look at the fancy stuff, and I'm Okay. We do have some stuff that we've gotten from Vortex Ghost Gear, which is Bob Christopher. But yeah, to be honest with you, I can't even answer. I like the SLS camera, because that helps them when I'm saying somebody standing in front of me or somebody standing next to me. It says to them, and Kelly, you get it.
It validates your information.
It validates us so that they don't think we're totally off our rocker.
Yeah, actually, SLS, that's my favorite equipment to use. But other than that, I'm basically old school too. I'm 53. I go in, do what I got to do, EVP sessions, photos. Because Tina and I, we work different than a lot of other people.
Yeah, I love the SLS.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that piece of equipment. And that's, I'm just keeping it real. We've slowed down a lot this year, not just because of the virus. We slowed down because my immune system. A lot of people that know that I've been sick and stuff, my immune system, so we couldn't be out and about a lot this year with a bunch of people. So we took it down a notch, and so new gadgets have come out, and we've been looking, and I'm yeah, that's interesting. It's awfully bright, so.
And I don't think he said, I think we need to buy this.
He's I think we need to buy this. People are carrying. So we're aware, but you get so used to using your body and stuff, and your abilities. I rely on myself, to be honest with you, and I always tell people we're our best piece of equipment.
And she said it. She's my best equipment.
Shut up.
But I think it's important. I've said this a million times. I think it's so important to have that mix. People do forget. Pay attention to what you're feeling without the tools, and jot down that information. Make note of it. Tell somebody, and then let the tools back that up and validate it. It's the most amazing thing.
Yeah, I carry my book and pen with me constantly on an investigation. So, when I'm investigating with Paul, even today, and I'll sit down and I'll write a note even in the dark with my flashlight from my phone. So.
So Lourdes has a couple comments and a question. First, she says she's honored to have worked with you.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and she says, I love how you guys do things. I've learned a lot from you guys. So.
But it's the same. We learned a lot from her and Ron too. We feel honored just as much as she does with us, as we like working with them.
It's good when you can learn stuff from each other.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to find the right people. You don't want to be. Obviously, we don't want to be investigating with know-it-alls, and they don't want to learn or change their minds or anything. So.
Right.
Right.
So her question was actually, when you guys do public investigations together and you've captured something but it's not clear, have you argued about what you captured, what the capture actually says? Do you guys ever disagree, I guess, is the easy way to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've disagreed. We disagree a lot. There's a lot of times Tina would bring photos to me and have me look at them, and I'm like, nope, that's not what you see. And it's the same with her. She'll show me something. Oh, yeah. I think we disagree more than we do agree.
Whatever.
See, and
Thank you for proving the point.
That is funny. That was awesome.
Next question, please.
Susan loves you guys too. She would like to know when you guys are coming to the Virginia area or going to the Virginia.
Oh, that's my Sue's my little sister.
Hi, little sister.
She's not my little sister by blood, but Susan's sister, Renee, was my best friend growing up. Renee's no longer with us. So hi, Sue. And Paul and I will be down there after the virus so that I can see you and Tom and the kids, because we miss you and love you very much.
Aww.
Aww.
She was saying nice things about you earlier, but I can't scroll back that far to see them. But I know she was saying how much she loves you. So
I love her too.
So another question from Darren, and I'll preface it with a question of my own at first. He's asking, what are your views on the Estes method, and just making sure you guys know what the Estes method is, right?
I can't what method?
The Estes method. It's basically where they do the sensory deprivation, where you put on headphones and you can't hear anything, and you're listening to like a spirit box or an ITC.
She wants to know what
your views are on it.
I would not do that during an investigation. That's my opinion. That's all I really want to say about that.
Okay.
I don't. That's just my opinion.
I would have to agree with you.
That's my opinion. I really don't. That's just my opinion.
No, that's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah.
How do you spell that person's name?
Darren. It's Darin. He is our resident question asker. He's amazing.
Yes. Okay, I couldn't catch how you were saying his name. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I don't want to call him the wrong thing. I know a lot of people are using that now. I know that's like a big thing. I don't mean to be short. I just don't find that's always an appropriate thing to do. It could get you into a lot of trouble. I feel as a medium that's probably not a good thing. I know some of the TV shows are doing that. I caught it on some of the TV shows. I just think it's a bad thing. That's my opinion. That's all I really want to say about it.
It's just like listening to an ITC session, except you're using headphones instead of with your own ears.
It is, but it isn't. Right. And I get kind of where she's coming from, because, and Tina, let me see if maybe I'm on the same page as you. When somebody's taking away those senses, when they take away their sight, when they take away their healing, it puts you in somewhat of a vulnerable spot. And not only are you vulnerable because of all of that, now you're opening yourself up to talk to a spirit. Yeah. So I think that although I get exactly where Tina's coming from, I don't know that I think that it's something that nobody should do, but I think it needs to be absolutely controlled. And I know that sounds horrible. So Tina, this is something that Chris and I do a lot when we're out on locations, is we'll do the Estes method. But most of the time it's him who has the headphones on and is getting the responses. But you can bet your hiney, I'm monitoring that. And I'm not just watching him. I'm watching the energy around him. I'm watching the spirits and how they're reacting. How's the energy changing? Are they getting feisty? And I'll call a halt to it if it starts getting out of control, So I think when you have that aspect, do you think it makes it safer?
I do, but you're also very aware. When you have people that are not aware, shit can go wrong real quick.
Oh, yeah.
I was talking to someone that went to an event, and they told me that there was scrying going on. And I said, well, who was scrying? And they told me, and I was like, who? Like, it was done by someone that was not familiar with it. And I was like, that was just, like, you're opening people up to a whole lot of bad stuff when you don't have somebody there that is controlling the situation or doesn't know what they're doing.
Familiar with it. That is the whole crux of Ouija boards. When you get somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, that's when they're dangerous. If you know what you're doing, then they're not dangerous.
I actually think you could say that about any aspect of paranormal investigating.
Absolutely. And that's why it's so important when you're starting to learn, whether it's paranormal or intuition or anything, to teach yourselves how to protect yourselves as well, how to watch those things. So, yeah, Tina, I can agree with you wholeheartedly. And there's been situations where I've been out and people have been doing the assist method with us, and I've called a halt to it. I've said, it is time to stop, you know?
I have too. We've stopped a couple.
Yeah. But if you have someone who can kind of monitor the situation, you get some really phenomenal results sometimes.
I mean, there were so many times where people would reach out to us. They had like all these, I'd say, new groups, young kids that don't know what they're doing, and they come and they do Ouija board sessions in people's homes. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to close it up, and it just makes one great big mess. And there were times where Tina and I had to go back and fix what the damage they've done, and that's all the time. People don't realize.
I had a mother call me like a month ago, and she's like, I'm just going to take the board and I'm going to throw it in the trash dumpster, or I'm like, don't do that. Please don't do that. And I had to talk her through, you know, how to properly take care of the board. And I was like, she was just going to like burn it and throw it in the trash dumpster. And I'm like, oh my God.
Don't you believe it's that way with everything that's not limited to just the Ouija boards? Because a Ouija board is the same as a pendulum, is the same as dowsing rods, is the same as a spirit box, is the same as an ITC device. Hell, it's the same as the SLS. You know, you're communicating and interacting with a spirit. So all of it takes a little bit of awareness, in my opinion, I guess.
It's really scary in these, you know, when you have people that are not responsible, and I'm not saying, and again, so I don't get hate now, I'm not that young people are irresponsible. I'm saying if you are seriously into being an investigator and you are not trained how to do things properly from the beginning,
ask for help.
Right.
To learn do it, because like bad things happen even to seasoned investigators.
Exactly. Go with somebody who knows what they're doing, who's done this for a while, and there's just a level of maturity that has to be there. So.
And don't watch douchebag shows.
You do not have to wear spiky hairs and shirts that are 3 sizes too small to investigate.
Not every fly is a demon. And you don't talk nasty to spirits. You don't provoke. You don't. Yeah, Susan and Darren, it's questions next.
Oh, okay. I was going to get your mama's, and we'll get hers after Susan and Deb said, or Darren said.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were going to ask it. Only because Darren asked it way before any of the other questions, and I forgot. So thank you. So this is from Susan and Darren. What do you fear most about the paranormal?
The biggest fear I think that we ever had was probably,
the biggest fear that we've had, we were doing an investigation, and I got an attachment. To keep it brief, I had to have an exorcism done and 3 deliverances done. It was 8 months of pure hell. Yeah. So my biggest fear is an attachment, and that's why, I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, I know. We've talked about that before, so I know.
Yeah. So that's my biggest.
That's our big.
And yours too.
Yeah, that was always my biggest fear. Was I just think everybody should be super vigilant when you're out. It doesn't matter how long you've been investigating. You can say it'll never happen to you, but it did. But it can. So
I mean, I didn't expect that to happen to me.
So just be careful, buddy. That's all.
And we were careful, and I still attachment. So, I mean,
You can't
and if
control it.
no.
You got to be careful. And if it wasn't for Marty and Marcia and Keith and Sandra, Johnson, like I don't know what would have happened. So we were lucky. We had some great people help. So yeah,
and I guess the only thing I would say on that too is just remind people that sometimes if you have a spirit that follows you home, it's not always necessarily something that's negative or evil. Sometimes they're just curious. Give them a minute, tell them, hey, it's great you visited, but it's time to go home, and a lot of times that'll solve the problems. But, then you hit the ones like Paul had. So,
yeah, they're very, very, very rare. Very rare.
I'd say, 3%?
It's like less than 3%. Like, the statistics of something that happening are so rare. I think it's even like less than 2%. They said has happened.
I mean, I could say this, even though like people would think that have exorcism that it's done and over with. It's never done. There's things that I have to do prayers every day. I have to watch what investigations I do for the rest of my life. I mean, there's things I still have to do that I still have to watch.
Yeah.
It's very scary.
So that would be our biggest fear.
So Mama Deb had a question. She said, do you prefer knowing the history of locations you're investigating, or do you prefer to go in blind?
Blind.
That would be front-loading.
Yeah.
If you're a psychic medium, that's front-loading.
We always go in blind.
We go in blind.
Yeah.
You guys do research after, though, I'm assuming.
We have a researcher. Marcy is our researcher. She's the only one that knows the history going in.
That's pretty good. I don't know what I was going to say, but the word good came out. I don't know why I said that's pretty good. I'm drinking too much water, I think. Jeez. I'm a space cadet. Did I miss any other?
I don't think so. I was trying to scroll back through.
Right. I just want to make sure I got every. All right, guys. If I missed your question besides Darren's last two questions.
Yep. I saw those, but I figured we'd get to that eventually.
Yep. If I missed any, just I've been trying to scroll back and forth, guys. You guys are so awesome and so interactive that I do miss some. And Kelly misses them sometimes. Not usually, but just in case, just put them in there. Holly Mullins dropped by. She's actually at an event and stopped by just to say hi to everybody, and she wanted to make sure you guys knew she was in here too. So.
Oh, Holly, that's Paul's wife.
That's my southern brother.
She's my booty buddy, so.
Uh-oh. Competition.
The fight is on.
It is. It is. Yeah, she's at the Cabin 360 right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were there in November. So.
How was it?
It was good. It was good. I liked it. We were there for the whole weekend. Caught, a couple things. So, it's pretty cool.
One of these days I'll get out that direction, but...
Let's see. All right, while we're in chat, we have like 10 minutes or so left, but while we're catching up in chat, do you guys want to throw out your social media? I know Paul has friggin' shit ton of social media sites that he has to throw out there. He's like me, so it might take him a few minutes.
I got stuff all over the place.
I know. I said, you're just like me.
Yeah. You can find me on Twitter. I'm now on Twitter, which Shay and I are now following each other.
Yeah. I'll follow you anywhere.
Oh.
I've been following you too.
I know.
I'm on Instagram as, let me see here. It is under Paranormal Investigator _energy. I'm also on Facebook, freelance paranormal investigator. And that's the 3 places that you can find me.
And Miss Tina.
Yeah, sure, correct.
Oh God. Like,
I always
I?
think I can never remember what yours is, and then I'm like, it's not the Real Housewives of New Jersey. What is it? And then they click.
Far from the Real Housewives of New Jersey. I'm the South Jersey Medium on Instagram. On Twitter, I'm Tina Marie Williamson. And on Facebook, my public figure page is the South Jersey Medium.
See, I didn't even know you were on Twitter. So now I will have to go to Paul's list and follow you from his. I am new at Twitter. Well, actually, I'm not new. I just suck at it.
That's because you call it twatting.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I gotta go do the twatter.
Oh my God. Can I give a shout out real quick for my niece?
You can give out as many shout outs as you want, hon.
My niece, Janelle, graduated from high school this year. And, because of the way graduation is, I just wanted to tell her how proud I am. She graduated, I believe, number 4 in her class.
Oh, my gosh.
Nice.
Yeah. My adopted godson, Marcus, graduates tomorrow.
Yep.
And I'll be seeing you, Marcus, next week.
Yep.
So we are so proud of you. And we're proud of both of them. So, yeah.
Oh, congratulations. Good job, guys.
Oh.
When this is all over, make sure you throw a huge party.
Yeah.
So, Lourdes, I think it was Lourdes. I'm sorry if it wasn't asked. Are you guys going to the bash? Gettysfield? I did it again.
Gettysfield. You do that all the time.
Every single time. Gettysburg.
Unfortunately,
Battlefield bash.
Originally, we were going. We had our room booked and everything, but due to Tina's health right now, we had to cancel. And we really did want to go, but her health comes first.
Yep.
Absolutely. So, completely understandable.
And even me, I have to watch because I got to make sure I don't bring it home for what she has.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, not this year. There's a lot of things that we had to cancel.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell everybody officially. It's official as of a couple hours ago. I am also not going to the bash. I have lupus, and their numbers are just their numbers are so high, and I can't take the risk. I have a very poor immune system. So for the same reasons, health reasons, I just can't.
Yeah.
So it sucks.
Yeah. It's a tough world we're living in.
Yeah. People just don't realize how serious this virus is.
Gotta wear a mask, people. Gotta wear a mask and, stay 6 feet away. And I'm going to give my nursing spiel now. People, it's my opportunity, to go, and I'm going to go with it. People that get on there and make fun of people. Paul lost an uncle. His aunt and uncle both had the virus. His aunt was a fighter and fought it. His uncle died. We lost somebody young in the paranormal field. He was sick and he was tweeting or texting about it, how bad he felt the day before he died. He was young. People are dying.
Yeah.
It is very sad. It's very real. You can go on there and you can make your stupid comments. Say it's fake. It's not fake. People are dying. Until somebody dies in your family, it's not a joke. I don't care if I lose numbers because I'm making this statement. It's just, whatever.
Stick to your convictions.
Real.
Yeah. No, it's a tough call, guys, with everything that's been going on. And, from the host side of things, I'll tell you, it's not an easy decision on what to do. We have, I host the expo, those 4 expos in Iowa, and we've bumped our dates 4 times, 2 different shows, 4 different times at this point. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, it's hard because at the same time, I know everybody looks forward to it and how important these expos are to people. It's their connection and their ability to see everybody and get their supplies and get their readings. But at the same time, you got to keep people safe, and it's such a hard call. It's really tough. So I get it, guys.
It's scary.
Now, with me working my daytime job, I'm getting paid hazard pay. And
Well, that would be nice.
I mean, we're wearing our mask. Well, we had 3 people alone tested positive this week,
Yeah.
and they had masks on. So what they do at home, we don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
it's scary out there right now.
It is.
Well, and we're working from home right now for my company, but I mean, it's daily that we're getting at least one email that says, a person in building this has either tested positive or shown symptoms of, and it's like, I don't know when they think they are being very good about not saying we have to go back, but if they did say today, you guys got to go back in the office tomorrow, I don't know. I would fight that. We have bad lungs in my family.
I mean, I was off from work, a month and a half. I mean, I got paid. I was lucky enough. I was one of the lucky ones to get paid. I didn't have to collect unemployment. But when they called and said, we'll give you this and this and this, it was like, but I just went back and trying to stay safe, that's all.
Yeah, that's all you can do.
Yeah.
There's people dying every day.
Yeah.
It's sad.
It's
Scary. That's sad.
I got quiet because I'm trying to spell Lourdes. There we go. I got it. I can't type my own name, so I can't type. Let's see. All right. This went by really quick. I know I say that a lot, but this really went by quick. It's already 9:00. That's crazy.
It always goes quick.
It is. You guys have to come back more.
Anytime.
Just tell us when. We'll come back.
Yes, definitely. So yeah, their question is, I don't want to say on air, but somebody's questioning in chat if they, because of their medical stuff, if they're gonna go to the bash or not. It sucks because everybody was really looking forward to it, but you got to be safe, especially when you have those underlying conditions.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
All right. So this is my last live show for the summer, but I have some awesome guests coming up. So make sure you check them out. Is there anything else you guys want to throw out there before we go? Anything else you want to add?
No, it can wait.
Okay.
We can wait.
All right. We have one more question. Thank you, Mama. My mother just reminded me. Don't forget Darren's regular question, because I'm a space cadet. It's been a long week for me. It's a running joke question. I think it started off as a serious question, but then some of the dirty answers that we've given and got, and so anything goes.
Okay.
It's more. It's meant to be more funny than anything. What is the one object in the whole world you would never want haunted?
But you never want haunted.
Oh, we've had some doozies of answers, guys. Anything goes.
Anything goes. All PBR shows are marked explicit for a reason.
Just say this on air.
We lost Tina.
We'll tell you off it, but
Oh.
oh my God.
Oh, we need an answer, guys. We need an answer. The giggling is making me super curious. I need to know.
Oh my God.
It runs on batteries.
Yeah.
Amen, sister.
Amen. That's not the first time that has been said.
No, it is not.
Nope. Nope. All right. How about you, Paul?
See, people, I have a sense of humor, people.
Oh, they said that. Oh, they said
I'm
that you're so caring and funny. Way in the beginning of the chat, they were saying really nice things. Yeah.
They all become like a snob, and I'm not. I have a sense of humor.
Oh, girl, I get that. I'm stuck up. I'm a snob. I think I'm too good. And
I'm impressionable because I kind of keep to myself sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, I keep to myself, so that means I'm a snob. So,
Yep.
No.
I'll tell you what. I'll leave on this note.
Okay.
It's awful hot.
What?
It's awful hot in here.
Oh,
My back. Right.
That is funny. All right, Kelly, you want me to do shout-outs? Or you want to do shout-outs?
I don't care. I'm scrolling to the bottom.
I actually offered to do them for once.
It's all right. So we have Matt, Mama Deb, Lourdes, Shay, Darren. We had a lot of people. I'm scrolling. We need the song. Eric was in there for a little bit. Susan. Miss Cynthia. Mama Pat. Mama Deb. Kim. Miss Kimmy. I'm scrolling.
Amy's
I'm scrolling. I haven't got up to her name yet, obviously.
We go opposite directions, I think, always.
We do.
One of these, Susan, of course. One of these days we'll get our shit together.
No, I think it works, actually. You go from the top and I go from the bottom, and then we just meet in the middle.
I have the beholders in there, yes. Thank you. This is why I do it in the beginning, too, because...
Bing, bing. Yep. I think we got everybody.
Yep,
I think
Holly.
if we missed you, it just means we love you more.
Yeah. Yes, that's what it means. It means we forgot to say your name because we want you to come back.
That's right.
Thank you, guys. Yes, I think it's a tradition that you guys, between the two of you, have been on every season of Show's Paranormal Chat. So season 3 starting in September, so I'll have to get you guys back on here in the fall. Well, we'll have to do it separately again, so we get more time. That'll be double the amount of time. That'll be 2 hours.
That's cool.
Yeah.
There we go.
Anytime.
Anytime you want to. We'll do 5 hours if you want.
Oh, stop.
Well, I don't know who you'd be talking to because me and Kelly would be sleeping. I'll
we
just
need
start
food
the show
and bathroom
and let
breaks
you talk.
more often than that.
Yeah.
Food and bathroom breaks are required more often than that. So, yeah, we hit about an hour and a half, and you start seeing both of us bouncing in our seats.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
All right, guys. So it's so weird. I won't have a live show next week, but make sure you guys tune in. I have the Bigfoot and the Bunny on next week. We did a pre-recorded show back in March or May. And just the title alone should get you curious enough. You should check it out. So have a safe summer. And everybody, as Tina said, wear your masks. But on a serious note, stay safe and have a great summer.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.